So what's going on, everybody? The Iceman here on the Iceman V2013 YouTube channel on this Wednesday. Let's talk a little bit about the WWE. The WWE is at a point in time where they're looking to find answers. And I think they found one answer by having Goldberg come back, who hasn't wrestled in 12 years. So for him not being around for 12 years was a big thing for the WWE, to get him to come back and to have him destroy Brock Lesnar, which would create a new buzz and a new excitement within the WWE universe. And I think it has. The rosters have totally changed. I mean, without a doubt, they've definitely changed since what they used to be like in the Attitude Era days. Now, let's face it, we had Triple H, we had The Rock, we had Stone Cold Steve Austin, Kane. I mean, there was a lot of Kurt Angle. We had a lot of guys that just stood out above the rest. And you look at the roster nowadays, and we really don't have that. We have the Seth Rollins, we have the Roman Reigns, we have the Kevin Owenses, and we still have the John Cenas and the Randy Ortons, but those two are like slowly on the other side of the hill, heading down to the bottom of the hill, whereas the Owens and Rollins and Reigns and Ambroses, they're climbing that hill, so to speak. And one thing about the WWE, back in the older days, these guys just had an attraction to the fans. Now you look at like Enzo and Big Cass. Everybody loves Enzo and Big Cass. They have a way of captivating the fans. They got it to where the fans love to watch them. That, to me, is an attraction. And that is two guys that are going to make it in the WWE because they know how to reach the fans. Now, like Kevin Owens, it's really hard to say. He's been around a long time in other promotions, and coming to the WWE, he still is the same Kevin Owens as he was when he was Kevin Steen, if you know what I'm saying. And I think when Roman Reigns, was starting to get booed, the WWE, and then they're, doing their brand split, had to come up with somebody to really be the leader on Monday Night Raw. Now, we all know Seth Rollins is the guy, but he held the title for, a very long time, and he only lost it because of an injury. He would have eventually lost it anyway, but it was due to an injury. He had to relinquish it a lot sooner. So, when they did the brand split and Dean Ambrose took the WWE title over to SmackDown, Raw needed a belt. And the man was Finn Balor. That was going to be the guy to have that Universal title, which he did win. And then, of course, got hurt and had to give it up. So Kevin Owens was the next guy in line because we already put aside Seth Rollins. And Roman Reigns already had the title, and the fans weren't behind him. So they used Kevin Owens. And what the WWE did was put together Kevin Owens and Chris Jericho, who Jericho, with anybody, will create a buzz. So the WWE is utilizing Jericho to help Kevin Owens' cause. And it's worked out pretty good. But you don't have those charismatic individual superstars like we used to have. So the WWE has to find other ways to, get them across to the fans. And I think they've done a pretty good job overall. Look what they did with Cesaro and Sheamus. They got Cesaro raising his arms, the fans are screaming, and when Sheamus does it, they boo. So they created a buzz there. So they're creating fan interaction with the superstars, and it's getting them involved. And it's working. It is totally working. Look what the New Day has done. They've created a buzz. They come up with this crazy, idiotic gimmick but it works. It sells. So it's done well. And the same, on the other side of the coin over at SmackDown with AJ Styles. He come over as a face, he turns heel, and he's one of those guys that you love to hate. And that creates a buzz with the fans. So I think in all, the WWE has done a pretty good job. It's just that we don't have the talent we used to have. And, who would have known back in, 2014, who would have known that CM Punk was going to up and leave right after the Rumble? Who would have known that we wouldn't see John Cena doing much, thereafter? Who would have thought John Cena was going to get squashed by Brock Lesnar? I think that was one of the biggest mistakes that WWE did, was having Lesnar squash John Cena, because it took a lot of credibility away from Cena. And, now Cena, he loses an awful lot. But this is the way of the WWE. And then we get back to Lesnar and Goldberg. Goldberg, whether or not he was going to win that match or not, it wasn't supposed to be a squash, but Goldberg signed a contract to run him through the Royal Rumble into Mania. And so the WWE decided at the last minute to do what they did, have Goldberg be like he was in WCW, squash everybody. So they let him do it to Lesnar, and Lesnar agreed to it. I think it was even Lesnar and Heyman's idea. This created a shocking ending to Survivor Series. And now, last night on Raw, Goldberg states, Stephanie asked him, "Do you have another title run left in you?" Goldberg goes, "Hell yeah, I do." And he proceeded to state in his interview in the ring, well, not his interview, but in his segment in the ring, that everybody on the roster is next when it comes down to the Royal Rumble in January. And Goldberg will emerge as the last man at the Rumble to face whoever is the WWE Champion, Universal Champion, at WrestleMania in 2017. So the WWE is doing what they can. They're picking up pieces. They're filling the holes. Sometimes we see repetitious matches, but we're going to see that regardless, because that's how you build the feuds. You've got to have a feud go on for a few months. So, any event, I've been enjoying things. Like I said, the old line, it is what it is. And with that being said, this is the Iceman on the Iceman V2013 YouTube channel. Peace out, everybody.